Well, the governor and top state lawmakers may not support taxpayer funding for the Bears' new proposed lakefront stadium, but one suburban mayor with a lot of political pull says he's all for it. Rosemont Mayor Brad Stephens, Republican, called the Bears stadium proposal spectacular, publicly endorsed it. In addition to presiding over Rosemont, Stephens is the assistant House Minority Leader. His district includes a chunk of northwest Chicago. Mr. Stephens said he believes in investing in teams like the Bears and the Sox, and it's good for the city and the state. Mayor Stephens is joining us now. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Good morning.
So it is interesting because this will ultimately probably raise taxes for the taxpayer, which is not necessarily a thing that, Republicans would usually talk about. And Democrats, conversely, in this state, they seem to love raising taxes. Except this is an odd mix with the Democratic governor saying we're not going to do it, but you say this is important. It's important to keep teams happy. And just kind of thinking aloud, I would imagine many people agree with you because now we've seen so many franchises, when they don't get what they want, they'll just leave, right?
Well, here, I don't think necessarily that this is all about raising taxes. The Sports Facility Authority was implemented originally to build the White Sox stadium. Mm-hmm. There's a 2% hotel tax in the city of Chicago that pays the debt service on that. The Bears are looking to access the bonding authority and utilize that existing 2% hotel tax to be able to pay the debt service in addition to any other revenues that are generated by the facility. Yes, there are additional fees or I should say costs that are involved in this for the infrastructure that with a development of this size, we do in most any other situation. We're handing out a $820-some million incentive to Rivian the other day. Mm-hmm. There's, Goshen made a $1.2 billion investment, and we gave them a whole package of tax incentives. This is what I believe is more of an investment in the city that could sorely need this. We're talking about really flipping the facility from one side of that property to the other, creating a great park atmosphere outside of the stadium that's going to be used for the community, really, and the city and kids and all the good things that I think that government investment has to do. Today, we have to think outside the box in a government position that we've got to be quasi-developers as well and work with development teams to build projects like this, to create the jobs and create the economic impact that this thing could put off.
That's not how the governor's selling it. And you explained it in much more detail, which is much more thoughtful. He's selling it as, hey, you're not going to throw this on the back of taxpayers. What's his play? Not that you can speak for him, but what's your thought?
I really can't speak for that. Again, this tax is a hotel tax. It's generally paid by folks that are from outside the city of Chicago, that are staying here and staying in a hotel. And it's really not even paid by a lot of Illinois residents because, granted, there are some people that travel up to Chicago and stay for the weekend, little staycation. Yeah, great. But mostly these are out-of-state people that are helping pay for a tremendous development within the city of Chicago that I believe has some real public benefit.
Yeah, and I mean, they've got to become a part of the 21st century, when we're talking about sports stadiums. So Governor Pritzker has proposed a more than doubling of the game betting, the apps, sports books, etc. His proposal is taking it from 15 to 35%. So you've got this real great growth business that some say is going to be taxed to oblivion. We're talking about the sports books and whatnot, the DraftKings, et cetera. And the governor's like, we got to make them pay more. But, just the simpleton of my one class in economics is these companies aren't going to pay for that. They got big companies, they got big shareholders. It's going to trickle down to the average player who's going to be taxed into oblivion. How do you see this?
Well, I think that it is a bit excessive. We in Illinois, back with the advent of the sports gaming, we passed 7 venue licenses. So a sports venue, the United Center, the Allstate Arena. There are all kinds of venues that can qualify for one of these things. There's 6 of those that are sitting there dormant. There's 3 statewide licenses where you can bet app-based throughout the state. There's 3 of those that are sitting dormant. I believe there's 3 racino licenses that are sitting dormant. Why are they sitting dormant? Could it be that maybe the buy-in price is a little bit too much? Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to take a look at that and get those things activated before we go and start taxing the heck out of this, because I believe you're right. I believe that's going to trickle down. They're going to be forced to hit the loyalty programs and all of the additional perks that come with betting through these sports gaming things. So end of the day, it's not the multi-million or billion-dollar corporation that's going to pay for it. It's going to be the guy that uses that for recreation, and they're going to pay some way or another.
Yeah. Okay, so one final question with the budget. The governor has been fortunate. He's balanced the budget. Yay, good for him in the past couple of years. But that's a lot of that money has come from COVID funds, et cetera. Now, this year, that money ain't coming in. Do you see some real tough decisions coming up, and where might the cuts come from? Quickly.
Well, the other day, the governor talked about $800 million may need to be cut from the agencies. Today, I hear that there's these revenue enhancements that, in the layman's terms, are tax increases that are going to have to be laid on the table, and they're going to have to be weighed out, and the Democrats are going to have to figure out which ones they can live with to be able to balance this year's budget. I hear rumblings that they're going to bond for member initiative projects, which is kind of crazy. But again, it's election year. I get it.
All right. You have seen this rodeo. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Mayor Stephens, Rosemont, and state legislative leader, we appreciate your time, your insights. Let's have you back on again soon. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Stephens.